Correspondent Navin Singh Khadka help us understand a bit more about this. Just some awful scenes there over the last 48 hours. Can you explain for us, why is this region so susceptible to this kind of flooding?
So first of all, we need to understand that this region, northern Pakistan, this is where three major mountain ranges converge. The Hindu Kush that comes in from Afghanistan, and then there's Karakoram and the Himalayas. So imagine all these towering peaks. And then what's happening to the mountains, in the wake of global warming, they are so vulnerable now because, all the ice fields are vanishing, snowpacks vanishing, not to talk about glaciers as we know. So they stand very, very vulnerable. So a small trigger, rainfall, for instance, can unleash a lot of things. I was speaking to some glaciologists in the region, and what they told me is, even within a span of, like, say, 2 or 3 days, the layer of ice that you have on those mountains, they can melt and become rivers just like that. And then, not to forget, rains have reached those heights where it used to only snow in the past. So the rain is another catalyst. They further accelerate the melt on the ground. So all this, bring down those rivers. And let's not forget it's monsoon, which is rainy season. And again, we'll talk about monsoon. How is it changing?
Yeah, so really fragile situation then for these communities. And how have those weather patterns been shifting then? And what have people observed and scientists?
So what they're telling me is, we all know that monsoon is rainy season. It used to rain in the past as well. Even before, we used to saw lots of floods. We used to see lots of floods and landslides. But now what's happening is monsoon changes. For instance, what they're saying is within a short span of time, you get massive rainfall, followed by long dry spell. And that massive rainfall within a limited area, that is what causes, and that is also sometimes called cloud bursts, which we can discuss. But that changing of monsoonal behavior, which is in the past, as you know, it used to be a linear distribution from June, July, August, September, 4 months, It used to be a linear distribution, but no more. Long dry spell and bang, big amount of rainfall, and then that comes down, gushing. And as I said, mountains, so exposed there, so vulnerable there, they're bare now without the cement, that ice, snow gone, and rains can be the catalyst to bring down everything. And we talk about floods, it's not water. If you see the footages, it's that rock, sludge, debris, which is more powerful than water. That kind of, wipes out everything, tree logs, everything. And that's why the force and the infrastructure is swept away. This is becoming a common scene all across this Hindu Kush Himalayan region.
A huge loss of life there, more than 300 people killed in the last just 48 hours. Is there any kind of warning system or way to protect people in future?
You see, the thing is, when I check with local authorities, they do have, for example, the registry of, for example, how many glacial lakes are there that could burst out, or, fragility and so on and so forth. Not all of them, because let's not forget, this is one of the most glaciated regions in the world. It's very difficult to monitor each and everything. But when it comes to where there are settlements of vital infrastructure, I'm told that some monitoring is going on. But does the warning percolate down to locals? That's the question. See, a few days ago in Uttarakhand in India, similar thing happened. And imagine that place has a solid plan of how to deal with all these kind of disasters, and yet they allow this pilgrim, the people who are going on pilgrimage at this risky time. So what I'm told is, on papers, it's all there. But in action, early warning here and there, yes. And also not to forget, people want guarantee. You just can't tell people, okay, move, go. Then the question comes, go where? What about our house, livestock, and so on and so forth, In places like Switzerland, where we had all this Blatten, for example, they were guaranteed that you'll get houses, you'll get alternatives. But out there, no such guarantees. People are reluctant to move.
All right, Navin, thank you so much for explaining that for us and that awful tragedy there in the region of Pakistan. Thank you.